Alessandra. I'll let you know about the chat.
Thank you. So I have Lauren Rose in charge of the chat. I feel good. Now the record reminder, I'm throwing it away because we're recording. This is the Water Priestess and plasma pillars and hydro ley lines and multiple titles. I will explain everything. And it's March 1st, 2025. And I hope that I'm admitting everybody in. Yes. So we're gonna start soft. I have an agenda of what we're doing. I might have to repeat myself as people come in, but the most important thing that we are doing, as you might see by my fabulous background and also by my ceremonial getup, is that we're doing an earth ceremony. Earth star, water, earth. Earth can even be seen as a water planet because it's all blue. So we're doing a massive shamanic journey, planetary journey, shamanic journey. But I wanted to talk about a few things at first. But we're not officially started yet because we are only a few minutes in, 3 minutes in. I am still admitting people in. We have 21 here on the call and about 40.
For that, you'll have to turn off airplane mode.
My phone has decided to talk to me. Which I find a little bit creepy. 40 people signed up, but I think that might be a lot of people that might be doing replays, or otherwise I'll be here for a while clicking people in. So to have our introduction of each other, although I know there's a lot of us. So whoever wants to speak, I would love to hear from everyone, even if you say your name and which part of the world you're from, because wherever you're physically on is we're going to be giving saturated, loving healing. So let's start with that. And I would almost say you can speak as much or as little as you want, but there is a lot of us, so maybe let's be short. And if you don't want to talk, you don't have to talk. In fact, the screens can be off, no problem. But remember, we are recording, and I will put this on my YouTube channel. It used to be popular, and now I have been inactive. All right, so share away.
Hi, Alessandra. I'm Belinda from Sydney, Australia.
I seen you, haven't I, a while ago?
Yes, at
right?
the GOF in Sydney with Jane Scarrett.
Yes, okay, I thought
Yes.
so. Hi, thanks for being here.
Hi.
So you're in Sydney, so you're right by the water.
Yes.
Well, tell us anything.
Tell us anything, did you say? Sorry, I'm half asleep.
Yeah, tell us anything you want. I mean, I think you're a super healer on multiple levels.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually I'm slightly inland. I'm only about 40 minutes from the ocean at the moment.
It still counts because I'm 40 minutes from the sea and I can see it from my window. So, it counts.
Yeah. But yes, I am. I'm a healer on many levels. At the moment, I'm actually working as a support worker for a trans Aboriginal woman.
Whoa. Now, when you mean trans, you mean trans like from male to female, or does? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Male to female, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh my goodness.
And she's incredible. She's a lot of mental and physical health issues, but she's incredible, and it's been an amazing time for me. I've been doing a lot of healing myself as I've moved out of the centre of Sydney, and then I'm here, sort of 40 minutes from the ocean, but I just go straight down the south coast down the Bulli Pass to the ocean, and it is magnificent. And I do a lot of grounding of the energies in there.
Thank you for bringing that. Thank you for bringing authentic, real Aboriginal energy to this ceremony. I think that's needed. And just today, it's out of reach. I can't touch it, but I had these whales carved out of bone, and they were whales, cosmic whales, that I had energetically connected to when I went to Sydney, Australia, and met you. It had this Aboriginal
beautiful
songline energy, the Dreamtime energy. Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Anybody else want to share yourself and where you are in the world?
Hi, I'm Tina. Oh,
Okay.
who's
Uh,
first?
I'll go with
You
Pina
go.
because I can see her. And then it was you. Was it you, Jonathan?
Yeah,
Okay.
afterwards.
Yeah. Pina, ciao.
Ciao, ciao. Thank you, Jonathan. Very briefly, my name is Pina. I'm known as Shakya on social media, I guess. I'm based in Sicily. I've done a little bit of grid work here at the Mount Etna with the dragons. I work with dragons energy,
Ah.
more specifically the gold dragons of the great central sun. But I've also been connecting with elementals here in Sicily, so Mount Etna and Nebrodi, Tindari, and there's so much more work to be done here. And I'm really glad to be here sharing this platform with all of you because I sense in the next future we will might, create a little group and activate the Dragon Slay line in Sicily.
I love that. I am very, I feel very called to Sicily. I was there physically. I saw the temples. I saw the water, some water ley lines there.
Yes.
Sicily is very calling me personally. So
Yes,
yes, and
yes.
thank you, thank you. So we got
So,
Australia
yes.
energy and Sicily energy. So yes.
And I'm also about 40 minutes away from the Mediterranean Sea. So I'm just really, really happy to be here and, hold all this side of the world for the waters of Gaia. Thank you.
Hi, I'm
Jonathan.
Jonathan. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. We had a portal open in Uluru. There's the Pleiadian portals, which are Glastonbury, Uluru, Mount Shasta, and Sedona, which is the four Pleiadian portals of the 12 sisters or seven sisters. And they had an activation a few years back that some of my friends went to that I remotely helped out with,
Yes, I remember.
activating the magic
Yes,
box. And
yes.
the rainbow serpent awakened after a long time of slumber. And I had a dragon that went on walkabout to the ceremony, and it didn't want to go because it was in the desert and it's not really a desert type dragon. But it came back saying, "I'm so glad I went. There's 4,000 dragons there," and so yeah, it was they've just reopened that extended that portal with meditation. A few thousand people extended it earlier this year. But yeah, that's about it. I'm on Wurundjeri land of the Kulin Nation, which is Aboriginal land as well. The Aborigines from Melbourne would gather in this area. So um,
I'm very happy to have these representations and I can feel them. So I'm so honored and thank you.
thanks, Alexandria.
So, whoever else wants to bring in their energy, bring in their land.
I like,
Okay.
I'm Mireille. I'm living in French. You did already some readings for me.
Yeah, yeah, I did.
And yes. And I'm living on a vortex place of
Uh-huh.
Pleiadians and Sirius.
Okay.
And in the forest, there is also a source, a sacred source, who's connected with the energy of Marie Magdalene.
Ah, okay.
So,
Yes.
and there many times I'm doing activations, or I just make higher my energy, and then the water in the caves and under the ground, it's going everywhere, and
Yes.
it's also connected with the inner earth, where there
Yes.
is a lot of technology also, but it's like you have to pass the plasma, but you only can go in if you are really in peace and in love. Otherwise, you cannot come in. So I'm very happy for this. So no, not everybody can go in. You really have to be in love with the good attentions.
That's
And
true.
and for the rest, yes, there is a lot of dragon energy, crystal skulls here, and it's very nice to be in this group because I see Leila. She was from Bosnia also, but I went 9 times before to Yugoslavia. And last time I was working with the tunnels in Bosnia, also the tunnels of the sun, the pyramids of the sun. So it's very interesting. And in my place there is also um, like a portal, and I have the feeling he's going to the 8th dimension, but I feel I cannot go in for the moment, but I don't know why. It's my intuition. Maybe we have to do it with the group. Maybe I can go in and not come back.
Yes, we get information in bits and pieces. Maybe you get the answer or the help today. That can be an intention.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, anybody else want to share?
Thank you.
I could just share very briefly. My name's Amanda. I'm British, living in Tuscany, a place called Monte Amiata. And I'm an astrologer and a priestess as well. And I don't do the kinds of earth activations that other people have been speaking about, but I do run water retreats. I've run a few, but always just for a couple of people, sort of 1 or 2 or 3 people have come to the area where I am, and we've worked with water and also working with astrology as well.
That's super exciting. I'm happy to meet all of you. And I'll have more questions for you, Amanda.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for being here.
Hello.
Theo,
Can I
hello. Yeah,
can
yeah,
I
yeah.
say hello?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm sorry, Alessandra. It's Lauren Rose in Paris, where I hold space for the light here. I'm a singing healer, a priestess of sacred sound, among other things. And astrology is one of those other things besides music. So very interested in knowing more about you, Amanda. Okay.
I feel that the energies are really strong, so I actually feel like doing an energy transmission. And then if we want to continue introducing ourselves, I like it and I'm welcoming it. But I am really going with the energy. I feel like we're all ready, revved up, ready to go. We had this time all set up for this. I'm not sure if I put it on the information, but I have set aside 2 hours for this. I never go overtime. I usually go under time. But let's feel this. Let's receive this energy that's coming to all of us. So I need an appointed person. It could be you, Lauren Rose, again, in case the sound is screeching or too soft or too hard. I just need that. We did do a sound test before, but okay, Lauren Rose? Water, 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 all over the planet, under our feet, in aquifers, underground or under earth seas, under earth lakes, under the earth streams and rivers. All of the water in everything that's living, our bodies, massive percentage of water. Our attention has been going a lot from the New Age words, which are, we're going from carbon bodies to crystalline bodies. And that's true, and that's one language, and I feel it, accept it, and I've been working with it and playing with it. It's been a few years that the language is changing to water. And then what I use the word plasma. For me, plasma means many things, but it means water and fire. And so I think it's including a mixture of maybe masculine and feminine. but it's this water, water, water that is coming online. And it's funny, today I've dressed up super, super, I don't know what to call this. And who knows if in some circles this would be cultural appropriation, because I'm putting feathers together, I'm putting what I feel. I'm guessing this looks and feels Native American. I know of Native American lives. I drowned myself in Lake Michigan as a Native American as a protest for the Trail of Tears. I said, I'm staying here. And ever since then, I have, in this lifetime, I go and I live by lake, by lake, by lake. So I grew up by a volcanic lake in Bracciano, north of Rome. Then I moved to Lake Michigan, Chicago. I now live near Lake Nemi, which is Goddess Diana. So lake, 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 it's funny. But here I am with all this regalia, and I was sitting and saying, well, who or what am I channeling? Because I identify as a multidimensional soul, and I'm not always channeling the same beings or the same frequencies. I tend to see what comes. And so it ends up being that, for example, when I went to Australia and the cosmic whales came, I was them and they were me. And so I feel, I don't know if this is indigenous culture where I am every part of the universe, so then different parts of the universe come to be channeled because I am them. And a while ago, I was channeling Arcturians, Pleiadians, star beings. I am them. And it's all been, so everybody's part of me. But today, what wanted to be channeled was water and the earth. So I got the earth behind me. So today it's water and plasma, and it's what it means to us. So I'm just feeling water coming in our brain, coming in our cells, coming in the mitochondria, if that makes sense. I know there's hundreds of thousands of mitochondria in one cell. So I want to continue with this feeling of slowly bringing up a spirit and energy, a frequency that might be newer for us as an archetype to maybe work with in this way. I know that we are masters of healing, and I know that we are masters and priestesses in many things, but we're also humans on earth, and we kind of have fallen into this illusion of separation. So this water is doing some huge unification. A lot of us are aware that water is coming online. Mazuro Emoto, the Japanese scientist, I think he passed away a few years ago. Is an epic pioneer, and he made water come alive to so many of us. And now there's Veda Austin, who's doing the feminine aspect, the feminine complement to the work that he did. And so we're seeing that water is speaking up for itself. And I just see many, many of us speaking, feeling, resonating. There's an excitement around water. Water is an entire crystal, so you can think of all of Earth as a crystal and all of the water in our body, and so we are crystal. Also, all the minerals that we have in our body, like salt, sodium. I keep having issues with that, so I keep having reminders of hydration, structured water. So big blessings to ourselves, our bodies, as we are now going to be at some point projecting out, giving and receiving to the earth and the earth and waters. I'm going to pause for a moment and restart, if that makes sense, the introductions, if there's anybody else that wants to speak or introduce themselves.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hi. I'm Charlotte. I'm from England. I recently had a reading with you, Alessandra.
Yes.
yeah, I have to say my teenage water dragon is really super excited to be here. And I'm actually quite glad you're doing it because in my village there's been an oil spill recently.
Oh
So
no.
yeah, so I think it's the timing is just perfect, and I really want to set my intention to transmute and clear the energy of that.
Okay, thanks. We're keeping that in mind.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks. There were some things that I wanted to say, but before then we got into the real work, the shamanic work. Anybody else want to share where they are in the world, who they are? So I'm going to share that I am Alessandra Giglioli. I was born in America, Chicago, and then when I was 3 years old, we moved back to Italy. My family is basically all Italian, but from my mother's side, it was more immigrants coming from Florence, going to America, and from my dad's side, they've stayed 100 million years in in Italy, northern Italy. I have a degree in psychology and a master's in fine arts. So I've been a social worker forever. For a while, for an entire decade, I've been and am a galactic shaman full time. But I've had to come down off the mountain. I've had to start working a real job, a 3D job, and I know why it's happening. It's because it was too comfortable being high on the mountain, meditating in high frequency, working with high frequency people, and now I'm coming down and I'm like, oh, it's really hard to be in 3D. It's hard to have a job, but I know that we all go through all different kinds of dark nights of the soul. And now I know that I was getting very separated. I was connecting more to, and maybe I still am very connected to my crystal skulls. And I have my 2 cats right here that are being very good right now, but there might be mayhem in a while. And I just needed to connect to humanity, and I'm feeling that. I do offer sessions one-on-one. But I almost just don't really want to talk about myself. I can put a video, put that on my website. I wanted to share what we're doing today. So I am kind of getting excited about this. Like, I am on papal grounds, the Vatican. Ooh la la. So Rome is over there. I'm in a tiny village. Very interesting. So if you drive into Rome, it's Rome and it's Italy. But when you go to a certain boundary, and I don't remember what the boundary is, and then there's scary guards and blah blah, then you're entering the Vatican. That's the Vatican headquarters. The Vatican lands used to be well extended, basically taking the whole chunk of the middle part of Italy. And that was the Vatican. Then there used to be feudums, fights between the Vatican and Florence, because Florence was the center of not Christianity. So what I'm trying to explain is, technically speaking, I'm on papal grounds, and there is also a little tiny village. I'm part of these groups of little tiny villages called I Castelli, the castles, and I read somewhere that they were the longest ones to resist Christianity, which is interesting because one of these villages is the summer home of the Pope. And there's people, especially nuns, that come on major pilgrimages to go there. What's also very interesting is that nobody knows it. Local people don't know it. But if you go for a hike, because there's these 2 lakes, there's a lake here that I can see, volcanic lake, and another one. And right by where the Pope has his summer home, there's a place where you go hiking, and there's a place called, it's a monolith. It's a giant, like Stonehenge stones. It's a stone that big, and it's a giant egg, and it might be a dragon egg actually. So it's a Stonehenge stone-like thing. It's shaped like an egg. Some local what do you call it? Rebellious, this is conspiracy theory people. We call it the cosmic egg. Somebody at some point, must have been thousands or tens of thousands of years later, carved a door in it to go into this egg monolith. So what I'm saying is, there is extremely mysterious ancient aliens, ancient archaeology that is owned still by papal ground. What was very interesting is that I have pictures of it somewhere on my website, this big giant cosmic egg with the doorway to go in. If you go in, you literally shoot off into outer space or you go down into inner earth. The energies are extremely high. Like there's I also had a friend that was dowsing, and the dowsing rods went haywire. They were going nuts. They were measuring lots of energy. And just to give it more proof, right by, also that was by a cliff, by the lake. I'm very excited about this. And right on the other side, there was an old hermitage that was abandoned by a few hundred years. So it was like Christianity, religion was trying to take these energies, and at some point they were using it for good, at some point for bad. So right here, technically speaking, we're on papal grounds, just saying, to contribute to the power of the people that are in Australia with the song lines and other places where everybody is at. So I wanted to mention the power of that. The reason why I'm doing this is because it's been about 4 years that I moved from Chicago to Italy again. Keep doing this track. And when I go hiking with local rebellious archaeologists that are about hidden history, they'll show me an ancient Roman sites or ancient Roman temples. And I'll look down and I'm like, this is not ancient Roman. I mean, it was ancient Roman, but that's the most recent. This was Etruscan or something else. And under these temples, I always see a recipe, and it's a different kind of recipe. There's underwater streams. There's also what I see as energy water. So it's not water that's the physical water, but it must be, and it's not like the ghost of water, because ghost makes it sound like it's dead. It's just etheric water streaming through. And sometimes there will be a well, and they're like, right here, right next door to me, there's a church and there's a well coming up, the spring well, but they covered it and they called it the Madonna of the Well. Well, really, any well would have had a nymph. So I'm piecing together things, and this is something that I do in my retreats when people come here. I'm going to start speaking more about this. So there's a lot of mythology that's coming together that's linking to the Aboriginal songlines too, of water. So I will take a pause. Anybody have questions or want to speak about where they're at on the earth? Another thing that I wanted to mention, I have multiple things that are going on today. It's Healing Earth, but we're going to have to get a booster first. Healing Earth, healing our land where we are. And we're on the city, the town, the building center you're in, the house. Sorry, I saw the chat thing and I'm getting distracted. So we're doing healing. We already are. I know we are. I know that there's many people and organizations that have all kinds of grid work. I'm trying to see what time it is. I know that different people are doing different kinds of grid work. Some of them are similar or the same or complementary. They're all complementary. This one is just so specific with these ley lines that connect to Sicily, right? And to the temples, to Turkey, to different places. The word ley line has been researched, but really only by a few English, British scientists. So we only have the names of St. Michael ley line. That's only from there to there. Okay. There's more ley lines. We just don't have people that have studied them or given them names. And then we have these hydro ley lines. So I'm talking about us as priestesses. I'm talking about us as water priestesses. I believe that before the Vatican, at the Vatican, it must be a huge power center. It might be a portal, vortex. At this point, it's a bit of a mess because it hasn't been taken care of. But there must also be some massive presence of water. And I'm saying that because before the Vatican, we had the oracles. We know the Oracle of Delphi. She lived on and she was part of a whole group of priestesses, water priestesses. So similar to the Oracle of Delphi, who was before the Vatican and then lived on, similarly, we had that at the Vatican. What's also interesting is, were there Etruscans? Are people white, Caucasian? Were they black? Were they melanated? Were they brown? Were they obviously indigenous? The world was very different at the time, and the seats of power were different. I believe, and I think there might be other people that are saying it, that all of northern Africa, which I think now is the Sahara, might have become the Sahara because of a nuclear war. So it might have been a massive paradise before that. I do know that I think it was a big power center that the Romans were fighting against. They were trying to win over and conquer, because so many little pieces of hidden history are coming through, like goddess Athena and Artemis and Medusa were oracular priestesses. They were also queens. They were Helen of Troy. All the big deal about Troy. I think that Troy was a center point of the Amazonian women. And I think some information that I got from here, it's called, a lot of this that triggered my memories of understanding this might be research found in a book. I have it there. It's called The Amazons, published just a few years ago. And the author is Mayer. I don't know the rest of it. I'm just seeing it from the back of my bookshelf. So there's a lot of history that we can back us up to give us more power to help heal everything, because so much is out of balance. I am putting multiple things together. It will all make sense, I hope. So I am working with the etheric version, which means the giant version of these crystals. I didn't make them, but I channeled them, if that makes sense. So I have, and they have to be 4 because the 4 pillars for the earth, and they each come with a code. I can't hold all 4 of them. I don't want to drop them. But these are the energy codes that we're working with. You can just look at them on my website. You can get them if you want. I love working with physical crystals. So I have maybe too many crystals in my life, but it makes me happy. But each crystal then goes on the code. And I actually had a whole workshop for each crystal. But they're going to be coming in the shamanic journey that we're doing. Each code, one is about the earth dragon, grounding us. One is about our cells and mitochondria. One of them is the galaxy, so we're connecting with our galactic nature. And one is the gateway, which is beyond the galaxy. My feeling is that these codes are to interconnect us with everything like we used to do when we were indigenous people several lifetimes ago. That's what I think is happening. I also think that there's some positive Lemurian and Atlantean energy coming in here. At first I thought these were plasma pillars. Now there's water plasma. So I showed them to you quickly just to say their frequency signature is maybe a guiding force in what we're doing to hold everything together and to layer it. Pause. Questions, comments, or you want to say who you are and where you're from?
I've got a crystal and it's got a dolphin in it. I'm not sure if you can see.
It's nice and big.
There's a dolphin in it. It's in 3D.
I do see the dolphin.
Yeah. So that's for water, I guess. And that's like the sea, and it's jumping up out of the sea. It's like a dolphin in the crystal with.
Thank you for bringing the dolphins. Okay.
Mm.
So do I hear someone else want to talk?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I didn't even realize I was already unmuted, so I apologize if there's any background noise. But yeah, the Vatican is a 5D star, like inner Earth stargate, I believe. I don't know if I'm 100%. It's a stargate, I know that. But it's also the Vaticanus, however you say it, means dragon in the Etruscan language. So I just thought I would share that because I think it's quite fascinating.
Etruscan language? How do I spell that?
Yeah, I don't Etruscan, I believe. I'm not an expert in this, but
Etruscan?
Etruscan, is that how you pronounce it? Yeah.
But it all goes back to the Etruscans.
Yes,
And there's
that's why.
something that's bringing me to Sicily for the Etruscans. So anyways, yes. Wow. Okay, you gave me an extra bit of info. Etruscan. I read another book and I gotta find that book somewhere. Yes. So another book that I read by a Black shamanic woman that she recently passed away too. She was famous, but then people were suppressing her fame. I forgot her name. Anyways, she was saying that the Vatican also meant oracular power or oracular wisdom, but I don't remember what language she was saying that was in. But thank you. That gets me so excited because that's a massive piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
and
Thank
yes,
you.
Vatican is a 5D portal. Yeah, I have seen positive, negative visions because but there's a massive, it's a powerhouse. It's like a mothership is going on there. Okay. Any more questions or comments? I feel like I've said everything I wanted to say. All right, so let's get serious here. So before I get deep into the shamanic journey, I'm going to throw out intentions. I'm going to throw out that you're going to get whatever you want and need and create with your higher self, that you have your own system of filtering and shielding, grounding. We're going to be guided to do that too, but trust your own. If there's anything that I say or do or comes in that you don't like, don't let it in, don't accept it. If I'm seeing colors or explaining things, trust your way. I'm seeing blue and you're seeing red, go with red. The whole point of me doing any of this is kind of like a stepping stone. We're all stepping on each other, which sounds horrible, but it means we're all helping each other out. I just got an image.
Alessandra, there's a
Yes.
question in the chat that
Chat?
might be
Okay.
the last thing in the chat might be important.
Okay. Can you read it to me? Is that okay, Lauren
Is
Rose?
Gaia asking you to focus places that need help, water related?
So I'll give you an answer. First of all, thank you for bringing up Gaia, because as I was putting, every time I do a ceremony, I put different things on. I put so many things on today, and I thought this feels more like Mother Gaia. And then this background. So Mother Gaia is present. No, this is interesting. I usually do not get any specific places to work on, although I might mention the Vatican because it's a hotspot, so I'll mention it. So your answer for now is, oh, fires in California or fires that were in Australia or big deal things. I usually do not get that response, but the response that I get is everything is whole, everything is together. And I'll give you an example. I usually don't, or with my guides, we don't focus on the chakras. We focus on the whole auric field as a plasma ball, because if everything is coherent, so if this is a 10 and this is a 10 and this is a 10 and this is a 10, they're not individual anymore. It's just 10. It's full coherence. So my answer is, but if you're seeing focus, then you do that because that's your message. I hope that made sense. Thank you, Lauren Rose, for reading that. So I'm going to continue to get us into the shamanic journey. I really know, and I knew this when I was putting together this call, that you are all extremely powerful. We are all extremely powerful, and that we're doing a lot. I know my role as a facilitator now. Maybe I should be feeling really powerful too. But the thing is, you're all masters, and we're all playing different roles, or we're playing similar roles, and we're overlapping. And so here comes the grid work. So the intention for this is, there might be certain power spots that we think of or that come up in meditation. And on that power spot, I see and visualize this as a way of cleaning and clearing the power spot, and so that the energy comes up or down, in and out, movement. And that would be very dragon related. My intention is for us to absolutely be energized, even though this is a service to the earth. My intention is for energy to come and go. All right. Do your deep breathing. You can have your eyes open or closed. You can lay down, you can dance, you can do yoga. Energy moves through us in all sorts of different ways. You can have your videos on or off. You can do everything. But since we are doing shamanic journey, everybody muted. That helps me. Unless Lauren Rose, I do some screechy sound or something's off, then Lauren Rose, you tell me, okay, if you can. If you can. If I start making ugly sounds, then I feel like that's the energy being moved. I usually have several guides that come in with me. Maybe it's me as a male, an old man, Native American with red feathers, but maybe I was also Aboriginal and I was very old and my skin had just so many wrinkles and there's just so much wisdom and they want my voice to be very low. So we might be moving yuck and muck. Whatever we're doing, it's the earth that's really doing it with us. And so whatever it is, we're shaking it off and giving it her to recycle properly. Picking up my drum. I think my guides we were trying to bring in Aboriginal didgeridoo sounds with the voice. So we're visualizing a clearing. You can go as big and wide in your ripples and sphere of influence as you are feeling guided. You are connected with your guides, and so your guides can channel and create a greater network. Or you can be as cozy and comfortable in your cocoon as you want. So let yourself be guided. You are not being pushed to do this in any specific way. There is a clearing of your room, the room you are in, the house, the building you are in, the soil, the earth, and the under earth. And of course, all the water in all those places, but we're going to get to that. So for me, that was a little off tune, but I know the guides are moving energy. So when it's off tune, it's been ever since the pandemic that when I start a ceremony like this and it's off, I get annoyed and frustrated, but I'm beginning to understand the guides are telling me, no, the level of muck is so off that that's our signal. We're moving it for you. So thank you so much. Because before, everything just sounded good. Even clearing things sounded beautiful. I had a vision, and the vision was tornadoes, floods, off-center energy, HAARP, HAARP projects, weather distortions, weather manipulations, and my whole drum, the drum was saturated in this. I've never felt my drum so transmitting of discordances. And the drum is wet. It's humid. It's wet in this house. And at first I thought, oh, is the drum irritated? And the drum is like, no, no, no. We are a sacred tool. We're never irritated. We are transmitting your guides. We're just letting you know. That's the state of the affairs of when you think of water. Think of the floods. Think of how humanity has been so silly not to reroute things in the right way, right? And all this artificial weather manipulation. So we're aware of it, and some of us are more aware of it. Some of us are warriors for this, for the truth, advocates, people that go in the streets and protesters, but there's so many ways to help. So this is a very, very gentle and powerful way to help. And let's see if the drum feels any better now that it has spoken. Na na yeah na 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 yeah. Na 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 yeah na 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 yeah na na. Na 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 yeah 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 na 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 na. Na yeah na na. Well, there are a lot of noisy Native Americans. I don't think I've ever felt so many different beings that want to come and talk and say and share their wisdom. So the Native Americans are dancing around me and they're saying, well, hello, we did the rain dance. You mean that's not because we were just in communication with the weather. We were the weather. We were the earth. We were talking with the earth. We were not, emo vomiting all over her like humanity is doing right now. There's proper avenues and ways to release stress, anger, hatred, all of these things. And water is a carrier of that too. So this indigenous wisdom is saying, hello, we have so much to offer you. We, indigenous people of the earth, may not all be here on earth now. We may not all be here in full power in our physical form because we have been strategically oppressed and genocided. But guess what, buddies? We're still here. We're here. We may not be physical, but we might be even more effective here. So in any way that you or we are all invited to speak with ourselves that are indigenous, speak with our ancestors, speak with the guides and beings that are coming here now, we will be guided to make changes, even if that means buying a potted plant and keeping it in your house so that you have wonderful oxygen circulation coming in. So there's many ways, and they love us very much. And now the horses are coming in, the Native American horses. But they're transmuting and transforming, and I knew it. I just had a feeling, but I didn't understand how or why. But Pegasus energy is coming in. Pegasus energy has been coming in so strong in the healings with me starting a few years ago. And there's this, oh my goodness, I think oh my goodness, am I remembering? Oh my god. The Pegasus myth is that Pegasus was born out of the frothy ocean. Not just Pegasus, but unicorns out of the ocean. So there is a huge water relationship with that. Something that we don't know that maybe will come in. Moving on to the crystal frequency. You can hear it, Lauren Rose? Yeah. Okay. The message that we're being given now is that we are really big. Unicorn is related to Mary Magdalene. Somebody just said that. Yeah, there was images of her, medieval ones, unicorn. Unicorn actually might have also been a symbol for Jesus Christ, I think. It might have been an interpretation, or maybe there's something behind that. So the Pegasuses are coming in, but I'm just seeing this massive, we are creating a huge ceremony. This is indigenous ceremony, sacred ceremony. There was the medicine wheels. It has something to do similar to a medicine wheel. The medicine wheel, as I was trained by a mentor, one of the reasons for the medicine wheels was to create a communication between humans, elementals, gods and goddesses, the earth, inner earth, and the weather, everything. So this is a medicine wheel style ceremony. What I'm seeing is galloping, just coming in from a portal, which I think is Aldebaran portal, because I work with that frequency specifically. It's very watery, very plasma, and so these plasma Pegasuses are galloping in, and it's a grand entry, and they're coming all around us, stampeding all around, and I feel cleaned and cleansed, the fluttering wings with the air and the stamping on the ground, and the power of the ground and the moving of the ground, shaking of the ground might be shaking up some things, getting some things uncrusted, if that makes sense. So there's definitely this massive Pegasus energy, extremely pure. Okay, so we're now getting prepared for the journey. Let us be aware that we were all born out of a mother and the womb and the amniotic sac. The amniotic sac is spongy, if that makes sense. It has the right kind of buoyancy, the right amount of minerals, potassium, magnesium. So we have this energetic amniotic sac around us, and it changes from being out of shape to being in shape. And what does that mean? It means that we are getting our auric field, our biofield, the water, the crystals within us, without us, our cells, the mitochondria, and returning our energy back to the amniotic sac that is in perfect formation. It might be a perfect sphere for some of us. It might be an egg shape. I don't know the difference. I just know that sometimes it's one thing and sometimes it's the other. It has a specific purpose, a specific meaning, symbology. We will trust whichever one is coming to us. That was a beautiful welcome from a bit of a shy goddess Diana. She is right here. Her temple is right here. I can go hiking 45 minutes down the cliff and meet Goddess Diana's temple. Goddess Diana was really originally known as a nymph, a wood nymph, but a water nymph. So she's coming in her water nymph personality right now. And she was welcoming us. She was so shy. She feels that not enough people or humans know about her. And she's an elemental and a goddess that is saying, we need human elemental interaction. We need human goddess interaction. human and earth interaction. Ori mana taisa la anake la hia la ananau. O shera irana anana hinana inanai. This is some pure Aldebaran frequency. What usually comes in is that there's this frequency light, I call it rainbow plasmatic light, from this Aldebaran portal or stargate, and it always gives me the same message, and it's saying it now. You have the power, you have the ability, you can have more energy. So you have the power to have more power. You have the energy to have more energy. Here's more energy. You're capable to receive it. Maybe it's always there because we are ultimately not separate, but because of the game of illusion, because of the game of your body, because of the game of separation, we need these tools or tricks or whatever. So this Aldebaran frequency is saying we're coming from out there, from beyond the galaxy, because Aldebaran and Antares are the guardian stars of the outer perimeters, or the plane, the galactic plane field, creating a cross. So they're the outer guardians of the outside of the galaxy, bringing energy in for us. So while the energy is all within us, let's work with this loop to just bring it in so that we have more energy, more stamina to be less depressed, less oppressed, less suppressed. So more full of us, more full of our energy, more full of our own love, more full of divine love. That is what the Aldebaran frequency always wants to say. So, the Aldebaran Pegasi, are in a circle around us, and we are standing in a circle, and we are being guided to stand in a circle around the earth. So either we are getting very big or the earth is getting very small, but we are a circle around the earth. And maybe we're holding hands, or maybe we're sitting in meditation, or we're laying down, but we have this incredible backup from the Pegasus, plural, from Aldebaran. And there is this guardian energy. There is this power that says, we've had enough. You've had enough. And you know what? We're going to step in now. We're going to step in. If enough shenanigans has been going on for a few thousand years on Earth, and it's coming up to some major climax right now, we are coming in. You've called us consciously, unconsciously. You're connected to us. We're stepping in. We are beginning to take this as our land and say we were the original guardians in the time of Lemuria. Maybe Atlantis, but I'm feeling Lemuria. I'm feeling sea and ocean and more, even more of a water planet. And you know what? We're here. We are here. We're guardians of justice and righteousness and just society, and we are here. You don't really need to do or say or think or feel anything other than continue welcoming us if you are welcoming us consciously. But continue welcoming us because we are here working together. This is where the water begins to come in. Because through this rainbow plasma energy, it is light that is making itself liquid. Just like it was a scientist that I read somewhere that was saying that a lot of crystals, especially quartz crystal, is water in a hard form, something along those lines. But there is liquid light, plasmatic light that is coming from outside the earth, beyond the galaxy, because we need a little bit of help. We need a little bit of a leg up, a step up, energization, water flowing. And now there is a swirling, a gentle swirling of water around the earth and around us. And the oceans are soaking it up. There's a lot of ocean animals. I couldn't make the sounds. The dolphins were there, but they're saying, oh, there's so much going on in the oceans that if you know about it in a 3D way, we know that there's basically desert oceans. So many species have died. But we know that in 5D, all of the animals that ever lived the earth still are. And we have them in inner earth, and we have them in other places close to the earth. So nothing is fully lost. But it would be nice to have things balanced again. I'm feeling a lot of Lemuria energy. That is newer for me. Water. Lemuria energy makes me feel about a lost ancient past, and it makes me think of Etruscans and water nymphs, but it also makes me think of a future. There's something about future. So many of us, we're from the future. We know, we have lived. We know a better way of being on earth. And so we're here embodying that frequency. Oh, so as we are in this circle around the earth, and as the earth is being literally showered with this rainbow water, liquid water, plasmatic water light, so the earth is really getting this ascension energy frequency, but it's not just about ascending, it's about bringing down the new earth templates. And this is where templates begin to take shape and form. We don't have to work too hard right now, but we can allow the idea that these plasmatic, rainbow plasma, liquid, lace or grid or connections or networks are sizzling and alive. Some of them, the ones that I see at the temples that I go to, those are coming back on to life. And they don't have to be up at 100%. They can be at 10% or 5% or 3%. They can be coming online. Because what also needs to happen is harmonization. There's places that have the disharmony, and we don't want to bring too much contrasting energy in those places. So we're not going to be worried about the details, but know that there's so much mechanism happening behind the scenes. And in a lot of times, it's us in a higher version or an etheric version that we are the bosses and the overseers of what's happening in all of these places. So we're doing a lot. So we can allow a lot. So this is where I'm seeing that we were in a circle around the earth, and now we're popping to different places. We might be magnetically drawn to where we live, so we're floating above where we live, or we might be popped up to a place that we really resonate a lot with. Like I might be in Sicily right now, or I might be in Malta, or in Scotland where the unicorns keep calling me and there's a lot of water temples there. Or you might be living in Canada, but you're being called to Uluru, super sacred site in Australia. So honor where you're going. It doesn't matter if you don't see it or sense it or feel it. It might come to you later. But we are now, we are the plasma pillars now. So I'm going to show it to you if you need a visual. We are the plasma pillar, which means that energetically speaking, this beautiful plasma pillar that is physical is now etherically getting huge huge, and we are becoming a temple pillar inside of it, and then it's expanding more, and it's this beautiful feeling like being in the ocean and the waves come and go, that the motion of the ocean. So we have this feeling that we are the plasma pillars, and we are giving and receiving and literally pumping. Oh, I see us as a well now. I really see us, without a doubt. We are a well of water, flushing the water systems. And water, as you know, can be so powerful. It can cause damage, right? Well, we're doing it in this way where it's so powerful that it's self-adjusting. We're using self-adjusting mechanisms. I had a feeling there would be just a lot of beings here with us, and I'm just wondering how many of us are connected or working with these beings and how many are not. So if there's any beings that you don't work with and you don't want to, don't worry. But I gotta say, some dragons are coming in. Water dragons. They look like snakes. But they're not snakes, they're like a liquid crystal that's moving along. I think we have positive bacteria that might look like that on a very microscopic level inside of our body. I do know that we have symbiosis with a lot of different bacteria in us, which is good and bad. I mean, the mitochondria itself was a foreign, literally alien bacteria that came inside of us, So continuing the shamanic journey that we are the plasma pillars, the plasma pillars are now duplicating themselves. So if there is any other place that we want to be all at the same time, multiple sacred sites, Bosnia, the Egyptian temples, all of these places, we are in a way duplicating ourselves, duplicating our power, amplifying our power, as these plasma pillars are duplicating themselves and shooting off, boom, 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 to go do their mission. They are guided by you, by me, and by a higher, higher, higher light. Oh, I just saw now this big roaring face of a water dragon that I met. She comes to me from there because there's the ocean, and she comes to me, and I met her at Ostia Antica. It's a sacred site that is similar to Pompeii, but it's here in Rome, outside of Rome, and we take people during the Water Priestess retreat. And so it is. It's known by local archaeologists or mainstream archaeologists as a merchant town for the ancient Romans. But if you go there, you see so many temples, and everything was Etruscan, but Etruscan history has been suppressed, so nobody mentions it as Etruscan. And everything is mentioned as nymph and nympheo, and water here and water there, and there's lots of temples. You go there and you look down, you're like, there must have been water under the ground, but they placed water there. So this water dragon is coming, and she is so happy, and she is so strong, and she's so light, but she's also a queen. And so she's lending her happiness, her power, and her thankfulness, saying, thank you for what you're doing. I can assist you in any way that you want. We know, and here's sort of like public announcement. The guides are saying, we know you need help. We know your bodies want to feel more comfortable. We know your bodies want to be slimmer. We know that your bodies don't want to feel as heavy. You're feeling the density of the earth. We know that you want to feel more fluid. We know that you want to feel lighter, happier, younger, rejuvenated. We know that you are not really comfortable in your human bodies. We know that because we don't have your human bodies. That's what some of the guides are saying. And it's this water dragon that's coming through. So I'm seeing multiple different beings, because I think that we have so many of us that resonate with different beings. And I see them as collectives, because they are so wise that they're just like animals. They're part of collectives and they have lots of wisdom to offer us. So there's a lot of these beings that are coming in, and they might be offering a different thing to you or to me. And so they're giving us this water fluidity between our cells, between our muscles, between the fascia in our body, to help us feel more supple, more flexible, so that this isn't all just about an earth healing, but it's about an us healing, because it can definitely be both. There is a huge coherence. We have achieved something big, and I'm seeing the signs of it. Because before there was the stampeding, this is falling off, the stampeding Pegasus, sigh. They were stampeding and coming in, and they were creating this sort of positive tornado, positive thing around us. Then there was water, and now it's all coalesced so much with the plasma pillars and the waters and us and the crystals, and everything is in a way disappearing and melting, because we have reached coherence. So we have reached coherence as a group, with our guides, with the earth, with the Pegasus, with the Aldebaran energy, with the plasma pillars, so that it's melting into this oneness. So this is what I'm seeing in my vision, is I don't see us individual anymore. I don't see the stress or chaos. I just see this amniotic sac around the earth, this protective, soft, buoyant, but extremely strong, extremely intelligent and very nutritious plasmatic water around the earth. And in that way, I am feeling mission accomplished. So that means there's a few more moments to take what we need from this shamanic journey, a few moments to receive a message from your personal leopard, from your mermaid, from your dolphin, from your dragon, your water dragon, from Mary Magdalene, from unicorns, from Pegasus, from crystalline beings, from the ocean. You're going to take a few moments to soak this up. As we are receiving the gift that we are being given is also, if you need a happy place to recharge, you can, because you're invited by the Pegasuses from Aldebaran, you can be on Aldebaran, or Aldebaran will bring the Aldebaran lake to you. It's a lake. It's plasmatic waters. There's a crystal inside the lake. And right now we can take a dip inside of that. We already started the process because we have this plasma pillar around us, forming around us as a huge temple pillar. And now we can be in this sub-zero space. It's like that chamber that takes our senses away so that we get to have experiences, so that we can have zero gravity, so that we can just have a break. We are now getting ready to leave the shamanic journey. So this means that in a conscious way and even subconscious way, we're packing our bags, putting all the crystals that we can from this place, or feathers or dolphins or little souvenirs that we can, we're putting it in our bag. We're putting our backpack on. We're getting ready to go. We understand that we packed a lot of good stuff, which means that there will be a delicious, constant time release in our living life, waking life, dream life, several months. Then there's the replay so that we can re-access this energy again. So let us begin our gentle descent. What does this mean? It means that we are returning our consciousness to our own personal amniotic sac, which I see as rainbowy, pearlescent, transparent. It's in a beautiful formation, so it's either a perfect sphere or a cosmic egg. And we are literally gently being descended back into our country, in our state, in our city, in our village, in the country area, the grass, the trees, the snow of where we are, in the house, the building, apartment building, the room, the bedroom, the office room, where we are, the chair, the bed. Might be a little bit of saturated energy coming in from the Aldebaran frequencies that are being invited to infuse your crystals, infuse your home, infuse your pets if they want to. I've never seen my cats so happy because one of my cats is new. She's a little kitten and usually there's been chaos, but it was wonderful chaos and they are zonked out. So super, super, super absorbing the energy. Remember that the walls of your house, the floor of your house, the ceiling of your house can all receive this energy. For some reason, the Hathors, the golden Hathors, come to me when they are protecting a space and they're saturating the space. And there's always Mary Magdalene and Goddess Isis that come in for that too, for some reason. And then different kind of dragons. Someone earlier today mentioned golden dragons, so I'm seeing that now. I'm seeing something about the properties of gold being phenomenal for sealing the deal, for the sealant in your home space, in your own space. So more crystalline plasma, water energy coming to our homes, to our land, to our body, and our physical items that we use, our purse, a pencil, a pen, a book, the crystals, our animals, our pets, and our clothes, may it be that they are helping us, sustaining us to hold on to a lot of this energy that we brought in together. So let's be back in our bodies. And the shamanic journey has ended. So if anybody wants to talk, you can unmute yourselves and don't talk all at the same time. Joanna, I see you. Do you want to talk?
Yeah, for me, hello everyone. For me, it was very moving. The ceremony was very moving. And it's a confirmation also of the energies that I was working with. And I just want to show a few brief images of what I had with me for the past week, which you also mentioned as was coming true. Let me just change the view so I can see myself, because I don't know if you guys can see the image.
It's a Native American. Oh, it's a Native American, an indigenous person with a horse.
The horse is the horse medicine that you brought in, the Pegasus. Here it shows as a native.
Yes.
And it says progress on the path. So been working with this, and they've been with us. To me, each time when I register for an event, the process, like you today, the process starts much earlier. The energies are gathering much earlier. And you mentioned a lot of Lemurian energy. So when I woke up in the morning, I connected with the creator, like I always do. This is the first thing in the morning when I wake up. And the word that came through was tsunami. And you mentioned today about, I work a lot with Lemurian and Atlantean energies and those timelines to heal, and I also work with new earth energies. And what you mentioned today that we are working to bring to into reality is, this is it says Amaru. Amaru is a certain energy. And it says a beautiful place. So it's exactly what you said. We are working together to create the golden earth. We lived this before in Atlantia and Lemuria, and we are working towards creating this beautiful work. And a lot of native in my cards, like native energy, the ancestors. Throughout the ceremony, I was holding Nandara crystal, which is a combination of emerald green and blue, to kind of work and bring these energies in. I have what you said is a combination of dragon
Yes.
and serpent. So this
Yes.
is Amaru. This holds Amaru energy. Who is Amaru? Amaru is the primordial force. On Earth, it manifests as the Earth dragon and water dragon. So that's Amaru's energy. It's a primordial force I work with for healing the waters. And this is the higher aspect of Amaru, which is the golden Amaru. So I've been working with these energies. So at the highest level. And this is the earth that I was working with Amaru. So this is the earth surrounded by the golden light that just that you mentioned. So all these energies, like I said, have been around for a while now, and also been working with the cosmic egg. So it's, for me, it's today to see such a coherence in of the energies that we are working with, right? And the weaving that's happening. You are in Italy, I'm in Toronto. I go to Mexico in Teotihuacan in 2 weeks. I heard Uluru and I heard other places, the participants there from all over the world. So it's, I'm very grateful for what happened today. So thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Yeah. I have a deck that is a Dragon Path from Carolyn Mitchell. And I was thinking to the group and what to work today, and this came.
What, can you read it? What does it say?
Is number 30 the Delphin Dragon? And it says, Delphin is the etheric counterpart of the whales and the dolphins. The whales are the Earth's record keepers, and the dolphins are our spiritual ancestors. They carry the blueprint of our spiritual existence here on Earth. This wise old dragon of the deep carries the same knowledge and understanding with the depths of his being. And he is here to say, the waters of earth can cleanse or mime, support or take life. You too are faced with a similar choice. You can choose to heal and be healed or swim in the rip tides. Neither is wrong.
Now I want that deck, please.
I can send an image,
I-
Dragon Path.
Carolyn Mitchell, we see her on the Dragon Thunder group. That was a beautiful message. Can you see this? He is connected to the, I have two. I feel like we look like this on the inside. This, I don't know if you can see how rainbowy he is. I feel like this is what we are, and this feels like Lemuria energy to me. So I just have to keep touching him. I think this is who we are. It's so shiny. I have another one, and I don't know if you'll like I don't even know if this one's actual crystal. But this one is crystal, I know. Yeah, this one, it feels different. But I love them both. They're both doing something with us being plasma. And there's a transmission. These two that I showed you have been recent with me with working with the waters. And I don't know why I'm going to share this out loud, but I just had a crystal dragon, crystal skull that's coming to me. I love Sixtina. She sells these. That's gonna, next time, I'll tell you when we'll do this event again. I just bought one that looks like this. Now, she is from Venus. She's very grounded. She's more earth energy and love and extreme high harmonious energy. And I've done events with her, but she wasn't as present today. It's this other dragon that's coming in, and he's transparent aquamarine with the aura rainbow, and I felt his energy, a lot of this strong moving energy, similar to what you read in the card, Irina, where it's like you could be drowned or shoved over by the energy, or you can have it move. So I kept feeling that dragon come in, and I'm like, I'm gonna share it with you. So I want other people to share. I just would like to announce that I might be doing these events, the Water Priestess. I call them Water Priestess Plasma Pillars. I might be doing it every 2 months. And I might be doing alternate. I might be doing a personal healing, which I forgot what it was. Was it a group healing? Oh, the Galactic TP. I'm probably going to do a Galactic TP. I have to see if it has a finished number. I forgot all my downloads, but it was going to be every 2 months there was going to be this earth healing, and then one time there was too high from the energies, and then there was going to be a group but personal healing, but similar system with the shamanic energy. Okay, anybody else want to share or ask questions, or what did you feel?
Oh, Alessandra,
Yes.
it's Belinda from Sydney. I
Hi.
had to come out. I had to come outside because I was presented with a staff last year from some Aboriginal elders, and I had to come out of my bed and go and get it and bring my phone outside in the middle of the night and stand. And also it was fabulous because I had to move and I had to ground that energy and clear that energy. And then when we went up, when I saw you just talk about those crystal skulls, I was actually told that I was being presented with a crystal skull. Yeah, it was really exciting, and it's really beautiful. Everything was so clear, but I remember very clearly my name was Azaria in Lemuria.
That's such a cool name. So thank you, because I was wondering when I was showing those skulls, some transmission was happening, and I don't know if it was for everyone or if it was just for you, but oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm happy that you were standing up. Somebody had to be standing up. Wow,
Very
thanks.
powerful.
Anybody else share what you experienced, or if you have a question about what you experienced, we will try to figure it out. Raleen, I see you. Go ahead.
Okay. This was really needed. I appreciate it. At the beginning, I got a lot of plasma energy coming in. I see neutrinos a lot all the time because I'm in a desert and I'm more of a water. I'm like a fish out of water. I'm more like a mermaid, so I suffer here sometimes. But I know I'm really ancient, and I know we need a lot of assistance with the water elementals, and it does come, but there's a lot of flow that's needed to free up. You're talking about song lines and pathways. So yes, I encourage you to have more of these meetings. I went to Albert. Where was the star? I was taken there, and I came back with a miniature whale. I think is alive.
Whale?
Yeah, I didn't know. I just allow, yeah, this is a pivotal timing. I'm in a group that's considered a guardian of Gaia, and I felt her presence really strong. Yeah, we had a lot of Native American feminine energies, but I also got the order of they call them the Seraphinas. The Seraphim
The
came in,
Order of the Seraphim.
and
You
then they
want to tell
called the
us more about
Seraphinas.
that? The Seraphinas. Oh.
Seraphinas, yeah. Not a lot is known about them because when you look up the seraphim, it's always about the male energy.
Yeah.
It's more with me. I'm part of it recently. The magenic fascia is a fuchsia kind of like a rosy
Yes.
color.
Magenta. Yes. Yes.
Magenta, thank you.
Fuchsia.
So they're coming in
Yes. Yes.
for the new age. I mean, everybody's helping.
Yes. Yes.
But there's a lot to clear, and I always get the word the flow.
Yeah.
And where you were, I felt maybe that's Mother Mary. I work with her a lot. I'm sure a lot of us do. But she was I thought it was Mary Magdalene, but Mary Magdalene's presence was there. But I felt Mother Mary just coming in all white, maybe the purification of everything that we were doing. Yeah. I've been always wanting to help. I was going to leave in 24 to like leave the planet and work on the other side there. But I got that I'm here to help, like a keeper or in guardian. I'm an ancient guardian. I think a lot of us are here, and a Lemurian. So I know why I'm still here, and I appreciate it. I
Well,
showed up
we're
here
happy you're
today.
still here.
Yeah, I got that message very strong today. That because I kept saying, well, why am I still here? Because I had a doorway between those eclipses last year to leave. Of course I wasn't going to leave.
I think a lot of people
So,
want to leave.
mm-hmm.
And I know that we can help
Yes.
in different ways. So if you're not on the
Yes.
planet, you help in one way. If you're on the
Yes.
planet, you're helping in another specific way. I do
Oh,
get
chills.
I do get the
I'm getting
feeling
chills. I'm sorry. Yes.
I get the feeling that we are very deeply respected from the guides. Deeply respected for what we do. I kind of joke and say, when I die, I'm going to know what we did because there's just a lot of stuff going on. And maybe that's information we're going to get in visions. But there's so much love, but deep respect. And so maybe we're not just dumb, silly humans, but maybe there's a lot more to who we are and what we are achieving. And there's a lot of humans on Earth, and there's a lot of different agendas, and there's a lot of different life missions. But we know that this group, this tribe, the people that are the healers, we know we got something big going on, and there's really no one aside from ourselves that might really know. So it would be good if we could see ourselves more or value ourselves more.
This was big stuff. Lots of love. Thank you. And thank the
Thanks.
group here, the group of consciousness. Yes.
Did I miss anything that I'm supposed to answer on the chat?
No,
And
I don't think so. Just lots of lovely comments.
okay.
People thanking you and various comments. And the Dragon Path deck by Carolyn Mitchell was Irina put in. So we know what deck that was.
I have a dragon deck that I made, and I put a video out with the meanings of the dragons, and they
I can't
are
wait to get it.
cosmic. Huh?
I can't wait to get it. Yeah.
I gotta see if I can show the water dragons. I don't know if they'll pop up. No. Can you see?
Yeah, bring it a little closer.
Yeah. But you can't really. This is not the time. I have them on a video, but it's
Okay, we'll go on. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. I showed
It's on
them on
YouTube.
there.
Okay.
But it's not just. I think there were so many beings here, and they are us, and so I am really more of a fairy, but the dragons are coming in. But there's some people that are more dragon people, and there's some people that are Pegasus, and some people that are just more Lemurian mermaid. So all these beings wanted to have equal representation. So anybody else want to share?
Yeah,
Yes,
I want
Ioana?
to. Yeah. So she wanted to be seen. I bought it from 69 as well. I adopted it, not bought it. She's pink. I'm not sure if it shows clearly through the screen, but she has the energy of the pink dolphin.
Oh wow, the
She
pink
is, she's
dolphins.
She's pink aragonite. I've been working with her for a while. She's extremely gentle, extremely beautiful, but powerful as well. So she's funny, like playful, like a dolphin. And she really wanted to be seen today. Share her energy. So yeah, that's all.
And the pink dolphins live in the rivers of the Amazonian, and the
Mm-hmm.
Amazon is one
Mm-hmm.
of the last places on earth that has so much ancient trees,
Yes.
nutrition, plants, wisdom.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah. So we are winding down. We just needed to ground. I think I did manage to keep it. I didn't use up the 2 hours. 10 points for me. Um, Anybody else want to share before I start closing us down?
Okay. I would love to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for every single person. Thank you. And I feel honored to be here. It is very powerful, skillfully done. Thank you, Alessandra. And the depth of the healing, I know by the amount of the tears I had. It was so much, they are just flowing. It is inner water clearing a lot. All our and I was having pictures of my grandmother as well. It is all our grandmothers. Pain and grief that was hold on because they didn't have a time to express it or didn't dare to express it. And we are releasing that. Thank
It's
you
so
very much.
interesting that you mentioned that because just today I saw an announcement that in Scotland they were, what's the word? In Scotland they were trying to honor the witches that were burnt at the stake in Scotland and the ancestors, which would be our grandmothers, and they made a new tartan, right? Plaid, and it had all this colors black and red, and it just made me think. It's interesting that what you said, Layla, today of the visions of the grandmothers, and that just today I saw that honoring and a pardon of saying we apologize that we did 300 years of that. That was in Scotland. Scotland is I'm very connected to that. I see somebody else wanted to speak. I hear or sense someone else. Thank you, Layla. Miriel, I see you now. Oh, audio. We put your audio on. Do you want to?
Yes, I don't know if you can see him, but this is a Luvilit, and she came to Perpignan to put out a hologram in the ground for the sacred feminine. But I
Yeah.
know if
Yeah, that feels extremely ancient. It makes me think of archaeology, and when they find archaeological discoveries and they say, oh, that was a male shaman or that was a male this, that skull is helping the grids so that when we do new and ancient more discoveries to balance things off a bit more, that I feel a strong archaeological power of her balancing.
So she just like to show to the group, and thank you very much to all of you. We are all a little piece of a big puzzle.
Big puzzle. Thanks,
Yes.
Miriel.
Thank you.
Shakia, I forgot your Italian name. Pindi Benedetto. What was your name?
Pina. It's
Pina,
Pina.
yeah. Pina. I wrote little tiny on a little piece of paper. Pina. Did you? Come stai? Oh,
Good.
There's this book, 33 Light Codes by Addie Lamborn. You can read the book online, and it works with Paramahashni Yogananda and the Rainbow Serpent and other stuff. But it's a really beautiful book. I just opened to a random page. It's got like beautiful pictures in it.
who's the author?
as well.
E poi scusa Pina, then Pina will
Addie
be next.
Lamborn.
Andy,
Addie
okay.
Lamborn.
Okay, Andy
It's just if you
Lamborn.
look up the 33 light blueprint, no 33 codes blueprint for New Earth.
Uh-huh.
If you look that up, you can see the full book online. But if you buy a physical book, it helps open a portal in your house. So
Yeah, that looks very beautiful. I like what you're saying about it.
that's a picture of a real picture of the above the earth after she finished the 33 days of meditation
Oh.
and in transcribing. She got that picture. And my crystal skull, I got an Andara crystal skull that wants to say hello.
Aha!
It's
Very,
really wise.
very
It's Earth
watery.
Shaman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks,
Really
Jonathan. But
happy all the time.
hold on, Jonathan, because Pina was talking, and then I didn't want to
sorry.
interrupt her.
Sorry.
Pina, can you come back?
No problem at all. It's, no problem. Yeah, so few things. First for me was, lots of water dragons. I felt, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Your
Yeah,
image froze, but I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I felt I actually personally worked for where I am at the moment. I'm in a very small town, and sometimes the energy feels really heavy. I'm on the first floor. I live under a well in my house. I felt the connection. I felt I actually was able to release, work with the waters there to move it. You were right about the gold dragons. They are protectors. They hold the space every time in session. They create an aura of gold in order to make sure that nothing is coming in to disturb. And one thing, when you said we move, we can be everywhere else as well. Bath came to mind. Bath in England.
Wow.
Yeah, the Roman bath. I can't remember the name of the goddess, but there's a water goddess temple in Bath. There's actually two, one within the
No
Roman stuff
way. I
and
have
one
to go.
outside. I can't remember who's the goddess, but it's maybe Diana. But anyway, and then when I read about it, I discovered that it's also a water goddess. So that came to mind as well. So we connected that maybe as well. Yeah, it's incredible. I had tears of joy, but as well tears of sorrow at the beginning. I just was crying a lot. I felt sorry for what we did to our planet. Like literally responsible for it as a collective, as a humanity collective nowadays. I know in the past we've been so different, and I know, it's positive. We can bring the energy back, but I did feel sorrow for what we are doing as a collective at the moment. So
I feel that too. I feel that deeply. I feel angry sometimes, a lot of times. I feel sad. But then when you're in a higher space, you have this very strong feeling that it can all be so easily fixed. It can be fixed. The animals can come back, the ones that are extinct, the desert oceans, it can all really, we don't know how, or we do know how because we're connected to the high realms, yes. But it's maybe also good to then have a space to release sadness.
Alessandra,
Yes.
there's a comment you might look at, the very last comment from Jackie.
A water Pegasus and a water nymph. I posted it on the event announcement. Oh, you made an image, or we get to see the image? That'll be nice. I can't go look now because we're on here, but that's exciting. And a water nymph. Yeah. I'm excited by these energies that we know them as little children, but then you're like, okay, so for example, the unicorns and also the Pegasus, as little kids, you're like, just unicorns, la la. But when I see them in ceremony, they come in as strong. Actually, I see a lot of unicorns as strong masculine energy that are protecting the space, which is interesting because the Japanese and the Chinese have a different name for unicorn, and they don't really see it as a horse with a horn, but they see it as a chimera, and it is mostly made of fire also. It has a lion tail. It does have it has several horns. Looks a little bit more like a deer. Actually, I'm trying to draw them. I've been doing some sketches. And in the legend of Japan and China of the Kirin, they come when the emperor is a just emperor, which means that they come on the land when the land is going to be taken care of and it's a just society. So, and I have been seeing unicorns for a few years now. They're just coming in, coming in, coming in. And that goes also with Pegasus. There's a similar energy. Okay, we're supposed to be closing up. So, I am going to be doing this again. I will post it in the same way that I posted it. It will be free. And again, I forgot what I was going to do for the event for personal healing. So I think we are to ask our guides to ground us, drink a lot of water, but I think we also need different kind of salts and electrolytes. That's also a very big deal with water, structured water. And thank each other and ourselves, and listen to the replay so that we can get recharged. And I'm sad to say goodbye, but it's time to say goodbye. So ciao everyone. Thank you. Email me if you want. Thank you. Email me if you want to say more things. I'll be happy to chat. Ciao, ciao. Bye bye.